You're listening to the Luxe Life Discover podcast, where we talk with people who are living a lifestyle that reflects their passion, because we believe everyone should be living their best life, their Luxe Life. The show is hosted by Rick Steiner with Steiner Event Group, a premier national event planning company, and co-hosted by Shannon Richmond, the vice president of the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce. Today, we're having a conversation with Dahov, our first international remote guest who is definitely living his Luxe Life. Born in Dubai and then later moved to Canada where he lives now, Dahov joins us from Cancun, Mexico, where he's currently performing. Dahov travels the world with his unique drum known as a Darbuka, performing, making money, and enjoying his Luxe Life. Learn how he achieved his dreams.
Shannon, I hope you're ready for this podcast.
I am ready. This is exciting.
Well, it is. I follow this young man on Instagram, and he and I have been in touch, and his Instagram handle is Celebrity Drummer. And so, Dahov, just you start and tell us what Celebrity Drummer, what all is that? Does that include?
Okay, so beats, and I have a small drum in my hand, and I just entertain people. It's as simple as that. And
well,
it can be.
It sounds simple, but it's you're very good at what you do. Yes.
Thank you. So it's crazy how one small percussion instrument could light up a whole event.
Right. And he does, You do weddings, you do receptions, you do
corporate events, christenings, bar mitzvahs, clubs, pool parties, honestly, anything you can think of. I mean, I've actually done a divorce party as well. So
seriously. So tell us about that one. That's interesting. I have played at the couple's wedding, and the same couple, they divorced. I don't remember how long afterwards it was, but the girl was, the lady was so happy, and she was the one who had booked me in the beginning. She goes, that day was the best day of my life, and this day is another best day of my life. So she's like, you have to include this. I'm like, let's do it. So I was included. It was pretty fun. That is great.
So you have a drum will travel.
Oh yeah, big time.
And you go everywhere?
I go everywhere. Yes. I'm honestly, I think I've been to almost all the continents. Almost, not yet, not the whole thing, but almost. So yeah, I have bigger drums as well, but the small one is always the easiest one, and it doesn't really take me. It doesn't give me a hard time traveling with. It would never get lost because it's always with me. So that's an advantage.
Right.
Cool.
Oh yeah. And when you listen to him play, it just draws you in. And then he and I have talked a couple of times, and not only is he talented, he's very personable, and that makes a huge difference too, and that kind of shows in your in your work when you're doing the events and everything, because you get involved with, you're not off to the side, you're kind of like center attention sometime. And
yes.
Your whole crowd is involved in what you're doing and part of it.
Yes, it's exactly like you described it. It's more of an headliner, I would say, rather than somebody sitting in the band and playing along. I did play with a band before, and I think that's how I started to, do my own thing and trying to tell myself, how could I do a solo show like a singer in a band? So I just said that's it. I'm going to do my own thing, and I started going, I'd say, center stage, and yes, the whole focus would be on me, and the show would be, let's say, 20, 30 minutes. I don't think it would be more, because it becomes repetitive kind of, and it's too loud. So yes, so it's center stage. It's a headliner kind of show, and the whole crowd is around you. So you're taking care of everything. You're like a band, but like a solo band by yourself.
Right. So what was it like when you went from being a band member to doing this for the first time for yourself? Was it I can't imagine. I know you're excited, but at the same time, it's like, oh gosh, what do I expect?
All lights are on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, I used to dance in a traditional folkloric dance group as well before I got involved with all this. So I was actually exposed in front of a lot of big crowds. The biggest crowd I remember when I was dancing, I think there were 3,000 people in a huge, beautiful venue. So that was my first stage fright, and that was it. After that, I'm like, I need to do this. I need to be here. So when I started doing my own thing, I think I was already over that stage fright thing. So it was. I'm not gonna say it was very easy, but it was okay. Right. It was not bad. Yeah.
So how many instruments do you have now?
Oh boy. I have at least 9 or 10 of these small percussion drums for myself. And of course I've sold or like I've given the others that I've had like as gifts and stuff. Because for me, it's not worth selling because you're not going to make thousands selling it, right? I mean, even though at this point I am selling these drums, my own drums in Vegas, so we'll get to that afterwards. But the regular ones, you're not going to make money or live off that when you sell it. So it's like, I don't know, you buy a wristband and you keep it as a collection. If you like wristbands, you're not going to make so much money when you sell. So that's the idea. That's the idea. But I've given a lot of my own personal drums as gifts to people who like mean a lot to me. And each drum has a story. Like each drum has traveled with me at least like 6-7 times.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How long do you before you give one away? Do they wear out?
No, they don't. But there's one specific one I gave to a very good friend of mine's son. He's an artist. He did a very, very amazing job for me last minute, and I had to take that to Vegas. It was on one of my personal drums that I had to place in Las Vegas at one of the stores of a friend of mine at the Aria Hotel. So this little young man, he had to draw something on it, on the new ones. So I had to give him one of my old ones, and that one was the toughest because I honestly had that for at least 12, 13 years, and that had been with me all over the world. It had been in the ocean, in the pools, like thrown. Like I would throw it in the ocean or like in the pool, dive, get it in, just like make videos out of it, play it at like the amount of sweat on that drum. Of course, I would clean it. The color was like faded out. It was black, but it was like faded out. So yeah, that. It meant something to me, but again, I gave it with all my heart. So he deserves it. So and he knew what it was worth.
Well, I was going to say, and he understood that worth as well. So that makes it.
Yeah, he's an artist. Yeah. This kid he has a huge potential. I mean, he's already in like big things right now. But yeah, he deserves it, and he knows what it's worth to me. So yeah.
And then Shannon, he and I were talking earlier. He's in Cancun right now. You live in Canada, correct?
Yes, I live in Canada. Yeah.
But he's in Cancun, supposedly working. But every Instagram story I see, he's on a jet ski or he's at the pool or something. So
but he can carry his instrument anywhere, right?
Well, he did have it at the pool one day. You did, didn't you? So yeah,
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. I even had it on the jet ski.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
The video is going to come soon. So
okay.
So whenever you go somewhere, do you ever just start playing? I mean, like not a performance, but just start playing and people just gravitate to you? Back
in the day, I would say yes, because it was something that would travel with me all the time. But nowadays, I mean, like since a good 3-4 years now, I mean, I'm not going to say if I'm not paid, because that's not how I work. It's not, for me, it's not about the money. But when I have a contract somewhere, I'm supposed to perform, then it's with me and I play. If not, then I don't really show up with it. I mean, those days were back in the day, when you're excited, oh my God, okay, I want to play. Now it's like, if they book me to play somewhere, let's say they book me to do 2 sets and they ask me for a third set or a third venue, I have no problem. I'm not going to say no. I'm already there. They paid my flight, they paid my room, they paid everything. So I'm there. I'm going to do it. No problem. But if I'm in a country or a city for 3-4 different venues, like 3-4 different bookings, then I do what I need to do and I leave. But I would never show up and say, hey, please, can I play?
Right.
Impossible. That was again, like back in the days. Yes.
This episode of Luxe Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Steiner Event Group. Steiner Event Group is a national event planner that produces results for their clients. They offer event and wedding planning on any scale, hosting bridal shows, scouting talented models, and producing riveting concept photo shoots to help their clients expand their brands, products, and services. Whether you're a business professional aiming to take your brand to the next level, planning a corporate or private event, a bride seeking to have the wedding of your dreams, or a model ready to be discovered, Steiner Event Group is ready for you.
Where did you get your start? What made you know that you can do that and get paid for as an event?
The truth is, when I moved to Canada, because they look at music, I mean, in the States it's the same thing. And back in Dubai, it was back in the day, it was different. Now it's different as well, right? Back in Dubai, I would say, or like the Middle East or the Gulf region, the Gulf area. Right now, I mean, when I moved to Canada, I met a lot of musicians who were performing and like bands, solo artists, and they were performing at weddings and like other events. And that's when it clicked. I'm like, okay, I have something, I could do something. And I started in one band, second band, third band, and you get referrals. Okay, this guy played with us. It's amazing. This guy, that guy. So it started from there. But if I did stay in Dubai, I don't think I would have pursued this, because over there, back in the day, they used to look at it like as I don't know, as a cabaret kind of like performance. You know what I mean? Like you're performing, and the girls are dancing like almost like topless, or like like with the least amount of clothing on them. But in the Western world, it's different. It's an art. So now back. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So back in the Middle East, like I said, right now they're okay. They're more open minded. Like it's the same thing. I would say it's the same thing right now.
Right. I was
they're like the US.
You could go back and it would be accepted. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I did a couple of things. I have a big project actually in Dubai, again to do with this, but right now I don't know the dates. So they're very open minded right now.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I am, and then you started videoing. You're doing a video stream, or what do you have going with that right now as well?
With, you mean like the recaps that I'm doing of like every trip?
Right.
Yeah. So I am working on a project. Again, I'm going to come back to this. I'm working on a project with a group of, I would say, Hollywood personnels. I'm going to call it that. I'm not going to talk too much about it. So we're working on a project with a video kind of thing. So it's going to take a long time, and we need a lot of footages. So meanwhile, I'm like thinking, that light bulb above your head.
Right.
So I'm like, let me do something and see how the people are going to react. And I did 2 so far. I think I did one from my Miami trip, and then another one from my LA trip. And now I'm doing one with this Cancun trip, and people are reacting really well. So that's how it happened. And the more I do, the more ideas I have. So this Cancun one, I have a lot of interesting things. It's like a 2-minute maximum video, but there's going to be a couple of very, very interesting, maybe funny, silly shots. But again, you got to try it and you got to push.
True.
And so that's what that's how it happened.
Well, who knows, Shannon? We may, once he gets this copy of the podcast or the video from the podcast and stuff, maybe we may get like a little blip in there.
There you go. It has to be fast though, because I'm very fast.
Faster, Rick.
Well, just like smile real quick. Yeah. So, there we were. Yeah.
So you live in Canada now?
Yes.
What brought you to Canada?
My elder brother, he moved. Well, he flew out to Canada to study in university, and then my dad just said, you know what, let's follow him. So that's what we did. We were supposed to go to Australia, and he decided to go to Canada, and then that's what we did.
Right. Nice. So now your father, did he have a musical background?
Nothing, zero. Nobody.
Okay.
The only person was my uncle, my mom's brother, and he used to play the keyboards. I think he's the only person that I used to see who used to play music. That's it. Nobody else.
That's interesting, especially when your dad would say, if you would play it, I'll buy it. So I figured.
Yeah, nobody else. Yeah,
wow,
it's
interesting.
I'm surprised. I surprised myself, because a lot of people think that the whole family, but nobody, honestly. Nothing.
Well, that's a good natural talent that you were born with, that you've excelled.
I got to thank my dad for that, though, and my mom.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, they had something to do with that. You're right.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. They got together at some point. So
right. So what's your? Well, you can't talk about it too much because you've got so many things in the works. As far as like the next event, what?
So the next event is next week in New York. And then I have another one coming up in Vegas. Again, the Vegas events, I don't have the dates all the time, but I know like around, let's say it's going to be around mid-August. Okay. And sometimes it's like last minute, but whatever happens, even if I'm booked solid back home, I would do something with it and just fly out. Because for me, my people in Vegas, they're very important. Like, I didn't mention it, but I work and I'm kind of sponsored by a very big clothing brand by the name of Maceo.
Okay, good. I was going to make sure we mention them. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So they sponsor me. I mean, when I say sponsor me, I would say like with my clothing and everything. I love their style. I would honestly want to wear everything they have in all their stores. They have, I think, 5 or 6 stores right now. They have 2 in Florida. They have 2 in Vegas. Another 2 coming in Vegas. They have 1 in San Diego, I think, and they have another 2, 3 opening. I can't say where, but like outside the States.
Okay.
So I do their openings, I do their private events, and now they're branched out to do some other stuff. Again, it's Maceo doing it for other brands. So that's where the August is going to be. And then I think I have a couple of more in LA within the next 3 months. I don't know. I don't have my schedule, but but I have a lot back home, like a lot back home. For the next month and a half, I'm somehow booked every weekend back home.
Well, good. So you enjoy the nice jet ski time and the downtime, because you'll need that energy for rest. And, for everything coming out.
100%. Yeah, it is.
So
I mean, even me, I'm like,
all of them?
Yes, but like not electronically, but like they're kind of like engraved on them.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty expensive. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at him laugh.
But yeah,
he's like, yes, no.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. Like even I can't afford it to that point. I mean, but the idea is it's not musicians who are gonna buy it. Even though we did have a musician who bought one of them a month ago. So this is more for like, because the store that they have, the Maceo brand, is a very high-end store. You have suits at like $5,000, $7,000. You have jackets at like $2,000. And I've actually heard with my own like ear, clients coming and saying, this is not expensive. And they buy like $15,000, $20,000 worth of clothing within half an hour. I've seen it with my own eyes, because I'm there. Like I show up in Vegas like maybe once every 2 weeks. So the idea is for people who like weird and random stuff,
right? And
they have collections at home, because the Maceo store, they have clothing and they have like statues and like random artifacts, like crazy kind of things. So this is part of that.
Okay.
Wow. And where is it manufactured? Where do they make your drum?
I'm not allowed to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You'd have to kill me if you told me.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd have to kill Rick, but
so thanks a lot.
So, but this is what happens. So it's made in one country. Okay. It's shipped to another country. They kind of finalize it, and then it's shipped back to me, and I do something else on it, and then I take it with me by myself. Let's say to Vegas or to wherever I'm supposed to take it. Or if it's like urgent, I just ship it out.
Wow. Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, just in the short time we've talked, we've covered a lot of different cultures, countries, and it's amazing how it all ties in together to the final product and your talent,
Yeah.
So, well, good.
So when they buy your drum, do they get a little like a video or something to show how you play it?
Yes. So at each store, they have a huge LED screen. Actually, one of them has an LED screen looking at the lobby of the actual hotel. The other one has one looking at like inside the store. So whoever walks in the store, the first thing they see in both stores is my video playing. I have a promo video with like in a hangar with airplanes and like cars and girls and like colorful, colors and stuff with my drums.
I think he has a lot
so they
of fun.
see it.
I know. I want to go to Vegas.
I do. So when they walk in, they see that, and then when they see the drum, they go, "Oh, so that's what it is." And then they ask the salespeople, like, "What is this?" So they show them who this guy is, what he does, and then to a point, I had one client who didn't end up buying because, like I said, it's expensive, right? So I decide if they buy and they have an upcoming event, I kind of include the price with me doing a show once, but it has to be within like, let's say a month. Right. It has to be within a month when they purchase it. Yeah. So that's the idea. And they get like a small leather bag. I mean, they have a leather bag for the drum with my name. Like it's handmade. It's all handmade. And like some other small stuff. Again, it's all expensive and it's really handmade. So something to show that it's a genuine product.
Right.
And they get something else from the store, from the Maceo store. So, but again, it depends on the time, depends who's buying it. I don't have control over everything, but that's a concept.
That is neat.
That is neat.
Yeah.
I want to get him here for a concept shoot. And so if we ever get that worked out, that would just be awesome.
We will definitely do it.
Yeah.
We will definitely do it.
So, well,
This episode of Luxe Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Steiner Event Group. Steiner Event Group is a national event planner that produces results for their clients. They offer event and wedding planning on any scale, hosting bridal shows, scouting talented models, and producing riveting concept photo shoots to help their clients expand their brands, products, and services. Whether you're a business professional aiming to take your brand to the next level, planning a corporate or private event, a bride seeking to have the wedding of your dreams, or a model ready to be discovered, Steiner Event Group is ready for you.
Goodness, there's so much going through my mind right now.
I know.
It's like, because this is I think what intrigued me about when I ran across the first time I saw your video is just the uniqueness of what you do, because I don't know of anybody else that does it. I mean, I know people that play drums, but not like
there are some people, but I mean, everybody has his own style.
Yeah,
and everybody has his own charisma. Yeah, that's how it is.
Exactly, your charisma. That's a good word. That's it. That did pull me in. So, So what have you done in Cancun on this trip? Then you're there for business, supposedly.
Yes,
but
yes. So we were here for a week. We're leaving tomorrow. So my contract was they wanted to play at least twice, and they chose the place. So the idea was I show up and they look at the schedule that they have during the week and they tell me, okay, at this time you're going to play here, at this time you're going to play. So I did one at the adult pool. I think it was 3 days ago. It was amazing. It was so hot though. I'm telling you, it was insane. It was insane. So that was pretty good. And then the next one is going to be tonight. It's by the pool, but it's more like a beach party kind of atmosphere. But I mean, it's not very far from the beach. I think tonight's going to be pretty nice. It's after the sunset, so it's going to be easier on me.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I leave. So and of course we took advantage of it. With the family, we had family from the US flew in as well. So we took a nice trip to an island here. It's called Isla Mujeres. I think it was like half an hour boat ride. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's one of my favorite. We go to Cancun and Isla Mujeres is.
You been there? Okay, it's my first time. Yes. I loved it. It was hot, but it was amazing.
It is great. We they have a great national park there that we did zip lining and
I passed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you rent a golf cart there?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we did. Yeah, because we did the whole island in like 3 hours. It was perfect. It was very good.
Oh man, that's great. That's such a great place for sure. Well, so when you're not traveling, when you're not playing the drive, tell me what it's called again.
Darbuka.
Darbuka. When you're not playing Darbuka or traveling, what do you like to do? Because it doesn't sound like you have a lot of spare time, but
it sounds like it, but it doesn't. Honestly, it's life goes so fast, right? So so I run a lot of errands. I take care of some family business, I would say. I fly airplanes, so that's my hobby. So I do that. Okay. I try to do that like once a week, like small, like single engine aircrafts.
Right.
What else do I do? I work on, music production. I have bigger drums, like big drums, like I was saying in the beginning. I try to practice a bit on that, but again, it's just the logistics is a bit hard for me to travel with. So every time I get motivated, okay, I'm gonna do stuff with these drums, then I go I have to charge much more, and then I have to hire 2-3 people, travel with it. So So I would say that's what I would do, and take care of the family, and that's about it.
Well, then traveling with the larger drums, then you worry about shipping and handling
a lot.
And if they make it,
right? Exactly.
Yes. And imagine, as soon as the plane lands, I want to be the first one out. I want to run in case somebody just grabs one drum and just leaves, because I need at least 7 or 8 travel bag cases, like 7 or 8 of them, big, huge ones. So if I lose one, I'm done. I can't do anything. So that's why I try to limit it. I mean, I did maybe 2-3 events in Vegas with those, like back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago. I do some locally, but again, every time I'm out of it, I'm like, because it's easier. It's like, imagine you have an 8-cylinder car and you have a 1-cylinder car. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the small one. I'm gonna go next time, and it just never happens. So yeah.
Well, so remind me again how you got the connection with Maceo.
With Maceo, so I have a very good friend of mine. Again, I met him on Instagram. It's funny enough because I met you on Instagram.
Right.
So his name is Ricky Lopez. He's an amazing human being. So he lives in Vegas,
well, his name is Ricky. Honestly, come on.
Ricky. Yeah, there you go. Ricky. There you go. Exactly. So he is very, very well known in Vegas within the fashion world. He honestly styles a lot of big, huge DJs, singers, actors, and stuff. He did a lot of clothing for Steve Aoki, the DJ. I think he did some stuff for DJ Tiesto. He did some stuff for the actors. What was the actor's name? Something Fox. I forget his first name. The actor. Jamie Foxx. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he did some stuff and he delivers them personally to them. So what he does is he suits them up, or he takes custom measurements. He chooses everything they want. Depends on what they're gonna do. If they're going for a wedding, for a show.
Right.
And then actually, so he introduced me to the Maceo's owner in 2017. And the first thing he said to Maceo's owner was, "You I want you to model for my brand. That's what he told me. Okay. It never happened because I don't think I'm a model. Like I'm like far away from that. Okay. So, but we stayed friends. And then Ricky was working with another brand at that point. And then a year and a half or 2 years ago, they merged together, Ricky and Maceo's owner. And Maceo's owner, he decided he wants to open his own stores because he had his products in like the Nordstroms, like all around.
Okay.
Insanely.
Right.
Like every single Nordstrom had his stuff. He was only selling shirts, but very good quality. So he had his portfolio, he had his knowledge, everything. So he opened up at the Aria Hotel in Las Vegas, and from that point he just took off, and he doesn't stop. He's a beast. The guy is so humble. He's very, and he knows his stuff. So Ricky led me to him, and together they made me what I'm doing right. I mean, they gave me the opportunity to do what I'm doing. So, and I take full advantage of it, of course, in a humble manner.
Yeah.
And they respect me, and I respect them for that. And I'm very thankful for that.
To have the talent you have to look the part too.
Yeah.
So come on.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you. So yeah, that's the little story there.
Yeah. Well, that's neat. It's amazing how networking can make such a difference. And it's amazing how Instagram, social media has connected people, because who would have ever thought you and I would have connected? And
I agree with you.
My podcast, and to know that, to learn more about you, I'm honored you took the time, especially
Thank you. I appreciate it.
To do
Likewise.
This.
I'm honored as well. Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, we'll definitely put all your links up, and I'll do a post on my Facebook page and Instagram page for this interview once we get the teasers, and then we'll have links so people will be sure to follow you as well. But
perfect. Thank you.
If you never make it to Florida, to Panama City Beach, we'd love to have you in for a concept shoot, do a partnership with you on something, and we look forward to that opportunity.
Yes, likewise. We'll make it happen for sure.
Okay.
Oh, he said he'll make it happen. I'm writing that down.
Oh yeah, write it down. You can see me. I'm signing on the video.
Okay.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
It.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to the Luxe Life Discovered podcast. Are you ready for your Luxe Life? If you learned anything from this episode, be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. We'll see you next week.